Hi there, I'm Chef Celeste, and welcome to my Louisiana kitchen, where I'll take you all around Louisiana through food. On today's episodes, we are talking about sandwiches, and we're gonna finish it off with marinated crab claws, and I'm sure you're gonna love it. So, to start off with, we're gonna do one of my favorite sandwiches and famous sandwiches, I will say, my pulled pork. So I have the pork butt that we started roasting yesterday because it takes a long time to do that. So with that, I had the house seasoning on there. You'll see my blend here. That's a little bit of my house seasoning, a little extra chives and cumin and all of that blended together. So you already have that recipe. So put that on your pork butt, coat it well, cover it up, put it in the oven on 300 degrees and just let it roast for about 8 to 12 hours, okay? Let that sit. This is cool enough for me to pull right now. So also I have some bread that I picked up from the wonderful bakery next door. Then we have some pulled chicken legs that are gonna go in there also. So we need to do all of that. I have that. We're gonna cut some tomatoes. So for right now, let me show you how you pull this. And then the skin, look at the skin. That's so nice. That's what we usually cut off at the raw stage, and it's turned into cracklings. So yes, we have wonderful cracklings down there too. But for right now, I want you to turn this over. And remember, I said this is cool. I'm gonna take a fork and watch what I'm gonna do with that. Let me turn it this way. I'm just gonna kind of scrape this off. Just scrape all of that goodness off. This is what is going into the sandwich. So when you pull your pork, this is what we're talking about. Now, professional grillers, they have what's called rakes or bear claws, and you take it and you just pull it apart like that. You can do this with your hands also, and just make sure that the meat is soft enough to pull. Let me get that off my fork right there. This is just nice pork butt that you can pull, okay? So I have enough for my sandwich. I'm gonna set the rest over to the side. You can do this with barbecue sauce. Traditionally, I would do it with honey mustard. You know, I make a brand of honey mustard, Chef Celeste honey mustard. So you're gonna have to get some of that in your kitchen also. So look at this, just bring it on apart. So now that I have it kind of stringy like this here, I don't want too large of a chunk in there. We can move on to the rest. I have my skillet warming up already. I'm gonna add just a touch of olive oil in here. I have some onions that are julienne. They're going in here also. So now I can crank that up a little bit. This is on medium. So we'll move these over to the side because I'm going to use these onions for something else. So while that's over there, take your bread and listen to this. Doesn't that sound good? I'm going to set the end piece off. I'm not ready for that part yet. All right, get a nice slice on here. All right, see the thickness on here? Cut it as thin or as thick as you like, but this is what I want right here. I'm gonna cut one more piece because I'm making 2 sandwiches. So no, you're not getting this whole slice of sandwich right here. This is gonna turn into 2 sandwiches. All right, look at that. Look at this bread. This is just so nice. All right, let me set it off to the side. Cut this in half. This is my 2 sandwiches here. All right, so what I'm gonna do with my bread, let me move my onions around a little bit because the bread is gonna go in the skillet. I'm gonna toast it in here with the onions. So when you're at home and you're cooking and you're making sandwiches, change it up a little bit. Add a little something different on there so people can see your personality when you're in the kitchen. Just let it come on, let it shine on through. You don't have to make the same things over and over again. The family is getting tired of eating the same 3 dishes every time you cook, okay? So we're gonna expand your horizon. So the onions are getting where I want them. I'm not gonna bring them all the way down and fully caramelize, but also I have more olive oil here. We're gonna take more of the seasoning, drop it in, okay? And we're gonna put a little bit of that on the bread. So let me dab that on there. If you have a pastry brush, use a pastry brush. If you don't, you see it still going on there, right? It's no big deal at all. So remember, when you're in the kitchen cooking, unless your life depends on it, it's just food. Make it taste good, make it look good, but don't stress out about it, okay? I tell myself that sometimes too, like when I'm doing your weddings, yes. So there you go. Put this on, I'm gonna turn it over and do the same thing, just like so. And dab. That's all I'm doing, is just doing a quick little dab. You can put whatever flavoring you want in your olive oil. And also, I'm going to reuse this olive oil because let's say you just wanted to tear off a piece of bread, dip, and eat. It's good. Just make sure that the olive oil can be plain, or if you're going to flavor it up, just make sure you put in there what you want. Okay? So by now you should know, get in your kitchen, just make it happen however you want it to. Okay, so for my first piece of bread, or for my first sandwich, let me sit this down in here and we're gonna let it start to toast. So in my container, I have just some plain barbecue sauce. If you make your own, awesome. If you don't, that's fine too. A little bit of the oil going in, a little bit of seasoned oil going in. I have some honey that I'm gonna put in here also. Use your favorite local honey. This is from Bocage. And this blend is regular local honey. Okay, stir that in. Are we gonna spice it up a bit? We're gonna spice it up a bit. Add some of the Creole garlic seasoning in here. Oh, that one's not open. We're gonna add some steak seasoning. I do this at the restaurant too. If I can't get to it easily, I just open something else. You know why? Because they all taste good. So just know when you're at home cooking, I want you to do the same thing too. I'm gonna add some Tabasco. Give us that little Louisiana kick in there. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, I said kick. So, give that a quick little stir. Let me check my bread. See what it's looking like. It's starting to get some toast on there. Look at that. Now, this next part, when I flip my bread, I want y'all to really pay attention to what I'm doing, which I'm about to flip, so I can get some heat on that side and let it sit for a minute. Okay, this is gonna be my upside. So, let that sit for a second. This is how I make my grilled cheese sandwiches also. So now you're getting some secrets all at one time. When you're making a grilled cheese and you wanna hurry it up, you toast the outside of the bread on the grill, you turn it over. Now this side is hot. Then you add some cheese on there. You put your cheese on there and you're ready to roll. So I'm gonna actually put my cheese right here because I'm gonna put my bread back on there. And I have some of them looking at me like, did you just put that cheese on the bottom of the skillet? Yes, I did. All right, let that sit right there. And I want it to, it's gonna adhere to the bread. Whatever doesn't, that's fine, you don't need it anyway. Then my onions are looking good. So give that just a minute to let that stick on there. My sauce is ready. Then we're gonna make one with the chicken. So stay tuned. We'll get that one started in a minute. Okay, so we got a few minutes on, we've had a few minutes on your cheese. You're right here with me. So look, take your spatula. Look at that. So if it was grilled cheese, of course your cheese would be thicker. And then you just put it together and you are done. So I have my onions in here. Let me take my pork, because do this as you're making your sandwiches, because you don't want to heat up all this pork again if you're not going to use it all at one time. At the restaurant, we serve it with coleslaw. Now, my sauce is right here. Pour the sauce in here. We got the caramelized onions. We have our spiced up barbecue sauce, because we are not using anything straight out of the jar anymore, okay? All right, now this is heating up, getting some good color to it. Mix all those onions in there. Let that sit for a moment. While that's going, I want some tomato. Let me move some of my stuff so you can see. And we're just gonna slice some tomato. Take this top part off. Don't put this in the trash can. We're gonna cut all the way around this and use this next, okay? Yes, I do look in the trash cans. So, do I need to come to your house and look in the trash can? Don't throw that tomato away. All right, 1, 2. Okay, I only need 2 on there. Good. I want a little bit of sun-dried in there. Drop that. Do I want anything else on there? Nope, we're about to put it together. Look at this. This is a quick, delicious sandwich. Hold on 1 second. Look at that. Yes, pile it on high. Look at that. That's all I can say right now. You have your cheese. You have your bread. You have your tomatoes. Yes, it's going to be messy. So when you get ready to take a bite out of that, you want some napkins and you want to be ready. So look at that. We're going to move into our chicken sandwich. Let me set that right here. Okay. Now for the chicken. This is going to be cold. So we're going to take this piece of bread and put it right here. So I want my tomatoes again. Let me slice some tomatoes. I only need, it only took 2 on that one. So let's put this one. Now we want a little bit of black pepper. We're going to season up these tomatoes. Want a little bit of salt on there, a little bit of garlic. The chicken, remember, this is the hot, sticky pepper jelly chicken. So now, what I'm gonna add on there also, because she gave me 2 jars. So this one is a different jar. This is a mint pepper jelly. So I'm gonna take this one and add my flavors. Yeah, that was kind of rough getting off of there, so you know it was sealed properly. Take this one. Oh, look at that. That looks so good. Thank you for my pepper jelly. See, this is, I say it looks good because I like crackers and jelly. So sit down, try you some club crackers and some jelly to go with it. You just don't know what you're missing. Look at that. Just coat that. Okay? Chicken is cold, has already had tons of flavor added to it. You can use chicken breast, you can use chicken thigh, whatever you want. Just put it on there. But this is legs. So now my part of wasting comes to when I was a kid, I used to love to get the chicken leg, but I would leave most of the meat on the chicken leg. So I was banned from eating chicken legs as a kid. So I learned not to waste my food, because then that way you may not have what you want. So set this over to the side. I'm not putting any cheese on here. Turn that over. Keep it nice and simple. I think my bread is offline. Yeah, we're gonna move that piece right there. And this is a nice cold chicken sandwich. Press it. You can put this in a panini press. I eat food right out of the refrigerator, so I would not dare heat this up. So, done. Try your cold pepper jelly chicken sandwich. There you go. We have 2 awesome sandwiches to get you ready for this next one right here, which I'm sure you're gonna love. Now we're moving into the marinated crab claw. So we're having a party here. You can cut these up for a little party food and add them with everything else that you have going on. So in here I have onions. I have vinegar. This is apple cider vinegar. I'm gonna add a little bit more, about 2 tablespoons of my honey in here. I'm gonna add some of my seasoned olive oil. You see, I'm reusing everything. So you don't have to go to the store and just buy everything all over again and buy all new ingredients unless it's a complicated recipe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's on your Tabasco. Sugar. About 4 tablespoons. I need cayenne pepper. Where are you, cayenne pepper? 1, 2, 3, 4. You've graduated now. You've been with me long enough. You can handle 4, okay? So we're gonna add that in there. Now where is my little piece of tomato? Remember, no waste. Let me change my knives. Let me turn that over, safer. So what I'm gonna do is just cut around that piece right there and watch what I end up with. You can throw that away if you must, okay? That's all you can throw away. So, chop, that's going in too. Okay, I got my onion down in here, got all of that goodness, swirl that around a little bit. I need some black pepper. Why do I need black pepper? Because that is what I want to see in here. So, swirl that in. These are some nice crab claws. Look at that, nice and juicy. Now when you get these, do not eat them all before you marinate them. Do not eat them all before you share them with your guests, okay? So they're very good. Dump these in, let it coat. You can add green onions in here if you like. Let this sit overnight. If you don't have overnight, let it sit at least 4 hours in the refrigerator. And then when your guests come, it's nice and ready. So this is basically what we're gonna do. I do this for party food all the time. I make my specialty sandwiches, which I love to do. So when we come back, we're gonna plate everything up and we are just gonna enjoy ourselves, okay? So stay tuned. All right, guys, so this is our sandwiches. We have my pulled pork and I have my pepper jelly chicken right here. And I like the way it's stacked up here. So you can actually stack things up when you're putting your platters together. Then we have the marinated crab claws that we're finishing this out with. So definitely dig in. I want to thank you all for joining me for season 2, and let's look forward to season 3. So this is just a little bit of what we've done, and I am so appreciative to be here with you all. So again, I am Chef Celeste, and you can check me out on Instagram as Chef Celeste Gill. You can check me out on Facebook, Chef Celeste or Chef Celeste Bistro. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.